What's good, Deluxe family? Welcome back to the channel, man. All I'm asking for is one like. You know what I'm saying? Because I did record, edit, and post this video for you. Specifically, you right behind the camera, because I already know you're going to enjoy this video, man. In this video right here, we're watching 10 people who freaked out after getting a life sentence. Now, this is like, I find these compilations so interesting because this is some, first off, this is some real shit. Like, it's not fake. Like, this is actual, like, real shit that let me stop crazy. Real stuff that happens in this world. You get life to prison. You get life and never ever are able to go out to the free world again. You know what I'm saying? You're like, once you get life, it's like you're done. Your whole life is done. At that point, you know what I'm saying? It's basically like killing yourself. You're just done. You no longer really get to live. So that shit is really sad. And like the feeling that people may get when they hear that they have life is literally just like, it's literally like 2 words. Found guilty. Boom. That's it. And now your life is done. Some people deserve it though. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people deserve it. If you take someone's life, yeah. But without further ado, let's get straight into it.
You're busted, and the verdict's in. You've just found out that, thanks to a judge, you've lost your freedom forever. You'll never see the outside world again, and you're likely thinking of freaking out. Well, that's what people do every single day in court when they're sentenced to life behind bars.
Every day.
Court surveillance cameras have caught some of the craziest freakouts of all time. And in some cases, it's not just the convicts who are freaking out. Arthur Booth. In 2016, Arthur Booth was on the stand. This was for a burglary he'd committed. But as soon as the Miami judge, Mindy Glazer, asked one question, Booth burst into tears. She said, "Did you go to Nautilus Middle School?"
Yes, ma'am.
Wait, hold up. After getting life sentence? He's probably not getting a life sentence though.
Did you go to Nautilus for middle school?
And that's when all Arthur could bring himself to say was, "Oh my goodness, oh my goodness."
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry to see you there. I always wondered what happened to you, sir.
Oh my goodness.
This is the nicest kid in middle school.
Oh my goodness.
He was the best kid in middle school. I used to play football with him and all the kids. And look what has happened. I'm so sorry.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Why does it look like she's smirking though? Bro, that's not a sight of feeling bad. That's like a sight like this is good for your ass.
Oh my
She's
goodness.
laughing.
He burst into tears because he realized he went to middle school with the judge. They clearly took different paths in life, and she became a judge and he became a criminal.
I need to see the rest of this
It was
video.
very sad that Mindy had to sentence her former childhood friend. Judge Glazer said, "I'm sorry to see you. I always wondered what happened to you." But Arthur's reaction and freak out was quite warranted. This was a crazy coincidence and must have made him and Mindy feel pretty bad. Angry father.
I want to see that whole
This
video,
is one
bro.
of the most dramatic outbursts in court. But amazingly, it did not come from the convict. One day, a man who had taken another man's life was on the stand. That's when he pled insanity, saying that he should go to a mental home and not a prison. The judge was listening, but one person in the courtroom was not having it.
You need to go to prison. You don't need to be laying no mental hospital. He wasn't crazy when he killed murdered my son, man. He wasn't crazy then, but he crazy now. All of a sudden he crazy now. You want to lay in a mental hospital? You murdered my son, man, for nothing. When he was trying to get away from you. You were trying to get away from you.
Wow,
That
bro.
was Donald Byrd, the father of the victim. He stood up and began shouting, overwhelmed with emotion. He said, "You're saying you're crazy now, but you weren't crazy when you took the life of my son." Donald was so annoyed and freaking out that he had to be removed from the courtroom by a cop. Eventually, he was also held back by his own family and led out of the courtroom.
You kept shooting him while his back was under the top. You kept shooting him, man. You kept shooting him in his back. His back was turned to you, man. He was trying to get away from you, and you murdered him, man, like that. You murdered him, man, like that. Why you doing like that, man?
I didn't know this shit was getting this real.
You ain't crazy.
But the judge did not hold him in contempt of court. After all, as a father, it's pretty understandable that he was very annoyed. The defendant, Lucas Kendall, was late convicted. This was for taking the life of Kishwan Byrd, Donald's son, and also injuring Michael Smathers. Lucas is now facing life behind bars.
Why are they making this dude look like Jesus? Bro, come on. It look like Jesus in a jail cell. You need to change something. Change the beard up. Change something up, bro. Come on.
For what he did. Door kicker. This is a situation where not only does the defendant freak out, but the judge does as well. This case was being broadcast on the People's Court. That's when Judge Millian got very annoyed and accused the defendant of lying. The defendant had apparently badly damaged the plaintiff's car. That's when the defendant realizes the case is not going his way. He tries to make a break for it by kicking open the court door and running off.
Car! He kicked my car too! Who's gonna pay for
Oh, you know what? He just kicked my door. Never mind.
He's apprehended by the courtroom cops before he can actually leave the room.
That nigga's stupid.
But that's when Judge Millian orders him to leave.
See, Judge, get the heck out of my courtroom now. Out! Out!
I told you.
As you heard, she shouts, "Get the heck out of my courtroom right now." She finds the man who stormed off guilty and says, "Oh Lord."
Oh, Lord above.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Therefore, I find in your favor.
It seems pretty obvious that if you're trying to defend yourself, it's not the best course of action to kick down the court door.
Yes.
But I guess some people never learn.
Like, stupid isn't the word for that guy. Like, it's like completely like idiotic, like senseless, bro. Like senseless, like no sense at all. But I feel like those words just don't like explain how dumb that guy is.
Car! He kicked my car too! Who's gonna pay
Oh,
for
you
In
know
the
what? He
fucking
just
court.
kicked my door. Never mind.
Bryce Rhodes. This one took place.
If there's anyone you ever want to speak nice to, I'm just talking for like, you know what I'm saying, like my younger viewers, 18, or even older viewers. It seems like this guy, I don't know. If there's anyone you ever need to speak nice to, it will be the judge. That's it. You could talk your shit to a cop, but then just speak nice to a judge. You know what I'm saying? Because that judge, your life is low key in their hands. I'm just letting you know.
Place in Louisville, Kentucky. A man named Bryce Rhodes was in court various times over a big case. He was accused of taking 3 lives.
His
Bryce
ass is
was
ugly
such a
as
problem
shit.
that he
Let me
went
stop.
through 4 attorneys. He kept firing them and some also ditched him.
Your job is to do your job, not to worry about me. That's what I'm saying. Well, I worry about me. You worry about your
In one
Send
situation,
it to a
he
judge?
accused
Stupid
the judge
ass.
of being biased. That's because Bryce said that he's a person of color.
You denied all my emotions. Every emotion I felt, you didn't deny it.
I'm pretty sure I've denied the vast
Every
majority
motion
of
I filed?
pro se motions that have ever
Are
been
you some
filed.
type of racist?
At another point,
Don't
in
talk
time,
over
this
a
man
judge
snitched on an
either.
attorney. That's why in court he had to wear a face mask. He also had an outburst in court where he said to the judge, "You're going to find out real quick." I'm not exactly sure what that means, but I think he was trying to scare the judge.
Get us a date to come back.
No. You're gonna find out, though. You're gonna find out real quick. Promise that.
One of Bryce's victim's grandparents then stood up and
Oh,
yelled
the fuck
at the
that
judge.
means.
She said this has been going on for 4 years and nothing has been done.
Going on for 4 years, and nothing's been done.
But the judge realized that she's simply grieving and is very sad and angry. And amazingly, this trial is still going on, and Bryce Rhodes may have even more outbursts in the future. Jerry Collins. Jerry Collins is actually a judge. She is said to be one of the most fierce judges in all of Florida. But the worst thing she's ever done took place in July
I think that
of
means she's
2015.
racist.
One woman had been very badly injured by her husband, Miles. She was supposed to show up in court to testify against him, but because she was dealing with anxiety because of what had happened, she did not show up. Later on, she did go to court and apologized to Judge Jerry Collins. But the judge simply did not care and was very rude to this woman.
Required you to be here by a court order.
Berated.
You disobeyed a court order.
My anxiety, and I'm just...
You think you're gonna have anxiety now? You haven't even seen anxiety.
She then
Oh, nah,
sentenced
this
her to
judge
time
is-
in jail because she didn't show up to the trial.
I'm in a good place right now. And I'm sorry.
Wait, what was the name of the judge? I'm about to look her up on the gram. Fuck it, I'm about to teach her a lesson.
Orders do not do anything for you. I hereby find you innocent of Christ. Turn around.
So even though she was the victim in this case, she was still sent to jail. When the
What the
video
fuck?
of this went viral, it caused outrage online. People could not believe that a judge would be so nasty to a victim. The comments on the video called Judge Jerry Collins intolerable.
Jerry
And
Collins.
it's honestly a pretty sad video to watch. Savage Judge. So this is yet another case of the judge as well as the defendant freaking out. This took place in Jackson County, Missouri. Kamia Garrett took the life of...
We were missing out on potential
An ad.
customers by not having a mobile-friendly site. In just a few clicks, we found a freelance developer on
Judge Jerry Collins doesn't have an Instagram.
of her boyfriend. During the trial, one of the boyfriend's family members was speaking. But that's when Kamia interrupted, saying, "Is that it?" Of course, this is very rude to someone grieving. And the judge, John McBain, lost his cool. He said, "Shut your mouth or I'm gonna get some duct tape."
You're gonna shut your mouth or I'm gonna have some duct tape put on it.
Well, he attacked
All right.
me.
Kamia then began to grin and laugh. And that's when Judge McBain said something I'm sure no judge has ever said before. He basically said to Kamia, "I hope you pass away in prison."
I hope you die in prison as well. You know, if this was a death penalty state, you'd be getting the chair.
He also said that if
Wow.
the state had capital punishment, then she'd be getting the chair. Instead, though, 31-year-old Kamia is getting life behind bars. It may sound harsh what the judge said, but she did take the life of Marcel Hill. According to the
I'm
case,
saying, like, a girl like her, like, she actually deserves it, because obviously she doesn't feel bad for what she did. She's over here, like, still adding to the mess. You know what I'm saying?
she actually did this with a hammer. After McBain had cooled down, he actually defended his outburst. The judge said, "I don't think I did anything wrong." But do you agree with the judge, or do you think he went too far? It's
I don't
not
think he went
exactly
too far.
professional, but then again, the defendant was being very rude
She don't
to the
belong in
victim's
society,
family.
bro.
Elizabeth Escalona. Elizabeth Escalona may take the award for the world's worst mother. She badly injured her daughter, and in one case even glued her daughter's hands to the wall. The judge even said it's a surprise her 2-year-old daughter lived through it all. For doing what she did, Elizabeth was sentenced to 99 years in prison. Elizabeth reels
That's
over in
tough.
shock and cries.
I'll set your sentence at confinement in the penitentiary for a period of 99 years. The sentence goes into effect today, as required by law, and will receive all back time credits.
And then in the background, her mother begins crying.
Her
even
life is
louder.
done.
A courtroom cop actually has to check on her.
Counsel.
I feel bad for the mom more than the actual. I feel bad for the mom's mom. You understand what I'm saying? The grandma of of whatever.
Is there any reason in law why sentence should not be pronounced at this time? Safely held, to be turned over to a duly authorized receiving agent of the institutional division.
Imagine being a spectator to this shit. But that's just crazy. You just want to get life in
Texas Department of Criminal Justice.
Standing convict. One day, one man was in court accused of taking a life. That's when all of a sudden he gets angry at what the judge is saying. He tries to declare his right to stand up in court. But that right is not a legal right and he's told to sit down. However, he won't, and he has to be held down by about 7 cops.
Bro, just sit down, bro.
He apparently removed the head of an...
If you ever buy anything from Apple, you should use Wikibox.
Shut the hell up.
It's a browser extension.
19-year-old. Andrew Judd.
He removed the head of a...
He apparently removed the head of a 19-year-old.
Yeah, he's wildin'.
Andrew Judge. One day in court, the defendant begins to freak out. He leaves his seat, but there's not many courtroom cops.
You're going to jail for a year and a count, 365 days county jail.
That's when the judge actually gets up and tries to help out. He takes off his gown and begins to help the cop in restraining this man.
Put your hands behind your back.
Oh.
Lance Dyer.
Judge had to get down
One
and
day,
dirty.
Lance Dyer stole a vehicle and took the police in a high-speed chase. This chase was actually caught on police dashcam. For this, he was sentenced to 11 years behind bars. We can't see Lance's reaction because he's facing away from the camera. But we do see his sister freak out and then she has to be removed from court.
He went on a
Sentenced to
high-speed...
11 days. One day, Lance Dyer stole a vehicle and took the police in a high-speed chase.
He stole it.
This chase
He stole a vehicle and went on a high-speed chase, and he didn't get mad when he has to go to jail.
was actually caught on police dashcam. For this, he was sentenced
Let me
to
stop
11
cursing.
years behind bars. We can't see Lance's reaction because he's facing away from the camera. But we do see his sister freak out and then she has to be removed from court.
Man, my brother got 13 years old. Stop saying
Of course, what Lance did was not right. But I kind of feel bad for the sister because it's not her fault. Just imagine knowing your sibling was going to be spending more than a decade behind bars. But
I know,
now it's
man.
time to make your voice heard.
I'll be
Comment
tight.
below which freakout was the biggest. If you want some more amazing videos, then check out...
Yo, man. Just be a good person. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to be all tough and shit. Never been that type. I didn't have many. I never really everyone was cool with me in high school. You know what I'm saying? Everyone knew me. Everyone was mad cool with me in high school. Guys, girls, blah 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 blah. But I seen that like a lot of guys would try to act more tough than they were. Doing all that shit leads to not good things. You know what I'm saying? Just be a good person. It's actually not that. I find it not that hard. I find it harder to actually steal something than just to actually just like not steal it. I need to shut up, man. If you do watch this one video, make sure you do like and subscribe. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Same way, don't catch me in the next one. Peace.